Wait, we have full spectate?
We have full spectate, apparently.
Oh, sweet. I get to talk about alts. What I like to see.
Yeah, I get to play around with the camera and such today. It's a special day.
I'm going to give you some little bit more space.
That works for me. So we got, of course, St. Clair Saints on the blue side, and UC Santa Cruz in the red. And this is going to be our first little control point for the first round.
So taking advantage of that high ground right here on Mecha Base on this first fight is really crucial in order to gain that first cap.
I know we sometimes see ourselves a couple messes right up in this area.
Oh yeah, always.
And then I know Lucio players probably love this section over here, try and get some quick boops.
Unfortunately, nobody ever goes over there. At least they know better.
That's probably wise. If they're at this point of competitive play, they should know to kind of avoid that spot.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So it just been informed that we actually don't get the full spectate. Yeah, a little less information, but no, we gave up the high ground, and this is just a prime example. Even fight right now. So St. Clair realized that they were down in that fight, and basically they decided to just kite back and just do as much poke damage as they could before the fight actually initiated, and that allowed for the people who died early to actually get back in time, and they actually had the upper hand on that fight. That was really good, really just well coordinated with the team. That's just the Maywall showing its true power there. That's the big coalescence coming in from the Moira. Actually, Jussie just stalling the point out with Kingdom Heart. Kingdom Heart's going to go down, and Justin's just going to sit in the corner and die on point to get the most percentage out of that. I mean, what I'd like to see from the Saints here is the Doomfist Sigma combo. So you catch people on the Sigma ult, and then you time the Doomfist ult so they come down at the same time and do a lot of damage. Yeah. Yeah. There's no follow-up for that. Yeah. Oh. Whoa. Big rock. Yeah, Busan was definitely on our side, and that's a big ultimate coming up from Santa Cruz inside of their spawn. That is an unfortunate one. That's okay. Yeah. Hey, I on a streamed game when I was playing in Open, I literally beat it on second point Anubis. They were just in their spawn still. Felt great. He's holding it down with Justin. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Damn. How many ults does Saints have online there? They feel like they used a lot. Yeah, they did use a lot. I mean, we do have the Bongo and the Reaper all coming up, so they're gonna hopefully look. Does any team even have a Sigma? No. It's just Bongo Death Blossom is just really devastating here, actually, for Saints if they combo those two ults together. One each. Well, they blew so many ults that fight before, and Santa Cruz realized it was kind of a one fight. They didn't need to use more. That's just a visual bug. It happens. Yeah, it's a visual bug. It happens all the time. Yeah, unfortunately. But no, they used so many ults that fight before that just going into the fight, Santa Cruz just had such a higher ult economy on them. There's just not much really you can do there. Like, you just have to use your two ults the best of your abilities and hope that it's enough. And obviously, whatever they did there just wasn't.
That's a difficult question, Arisa. I think there are times when you just have to do what's right.
Yeah.
Hiya.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. There's just, I feel like there's just a lot of split plans from everyone, and they just all weren't on the same page, and Santa Cruz just took advantage of that. Yeah. Yeah. See, and right there is a good example of what the Saints had done wrong. Now Santa Cruz is seen doing it. That coalescence did not need to be used there. It was used, it prolonged that fight, but realistically, all it did was just put the team farther out of sync and waste an ultimate. Yeah. But that's what separates the best. Yeah. That's what separates the best from the worst, though. Those small decisions. Yeah. Reinhardt, yeah, see, here's that Mei that I was talking about too, but Reinhardt's just way too... He's just, in Master, he can get past those shields. It's just, he's a little bit, you know, devastating to the comp if he can really land that shatter. That's really going to be the Saints' detriment if they can't find a way to figure that out. And there's that Mei wall I was talking about. Big kill. Our backline just getting ripped apart by this Reinhardt. Oh, and a wasted Tracer Bomb too.
Hello there.
He tried to use it and he died.
My ultimate is almost charged.
It can be used to reload at the worst case scenario. Yeah, that's a kill on the Sigma. Yeah, triple. Yeah, and that was a big 3K from the coalescence from Dusty there too. Yeah. Overwatch is just one of those games. Yeah, absolutely. Literally just one orb full damage gets you like 15% on that character. It's ridiculous. Super nice pull rock coming up from Saints Gaming there too. Just well executed, really good timing. Got a free 2 kills off of it. Yeah. And he still kind of is playing on the Widow here. This is a very forward angle from him.
There you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that started out super shaky from Saints Gaming there, but you know what? They really pulled that back together. That looked a lot more cohesive. They really like just reset their brains and got working together. It's good to see.
This time of year, the
Along with
spice
every
will have
death
to play.
comes
Hanzo.
honor. Greetings.
Widow Hanzo?
Hello.
Oh, it's Sanctuary, I want to say, but I don't know if that's correct.
You should be at peak performance levels.
Yeah, the big drum
Bonjour.
with the pagoda in the middle. Yeah.
4, 3,
Extreme and
1.
Yeah, double sniper, double shield with a Mercy and a Moira. This is a new one coming out here. This one even surprised me, Dan. Big Piddo. Oh, let's go, Jub Jub. And a 3rd kill. Oh. Reaper goes down eventually. Well, they are playing Ryan Zari here, so they do only have 1 shield. So these double snipers actually could make just devastate them because they can't walk in fast enough when you can just take all these side angles and go for these early picks and just, you know, start off the fight 1-up. Because even here, like, just the pathing they have to take and how careful they have to be is being pressured by Jub Jub even standing here. Yeah. 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 Big pick. He has the range advantage here. There's nothing they can really do against him when he just takes that long range battle like that. This Lucio. I was gonna say, I feel like this Lucio just had like a reverse magnet for Wola's arrows there. He just couldn't find one to connect. Yeah. Oh. Walking out of spawn. Yeah. Yeah, just splits it up, slows down that fight.
Onwards to victory. Not ready.
No. Yeah. Oh. It's okay. Soft resetting here, it's much better than trying to force something that you don't know is won. You have 86%, it's a one-shot fight, and that's a huge headshot coming out from Walla here. Big pull rock there, bringing the Reinhardt low too.
No one can hide from my sight.
At least he's gonna get a touch off. It was a rough go at the beginning there. That first point, and then even into half of that second point, they really didn't look. They looked like two completely different teams, honestly. Whatever happened there was it's just good to see them, you know, be able to recompose themselves and bring it back. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's so like I had said earlier, like they have one shield, right? So the disadvantages of having one shield versus the two shield meta is you now are only stuck to one wall that you can place in front of them. So with those double snipers, if you just let like the rest of the team exist and battle that front line, the snipers can take off angles and just really punish anybody in the back line that takes an out of position angle away from their shield. And it's honestly just so much damage coming in from the double snipers if you can get those bullets in. Yeah. I mean, if we've learned anything, especially from even just last week, Kings Row seems to be the go-to. It's just a well-balanced map, in my opinion. The easiest way to put it, the TLDR.
Okay, we're good. So, a fun fact. That might have been all you last game.
Really?
That very well might have been all you, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, unfortunately, but...
Well, hopefully they picked you up a little bit off my mic.
Hey, we all slip up, unfortunately, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made. But anyway, going into game number 2 of this best of 3, St. Clair Saints are up 1-0 with everybody's favorite map, Kings Row, up next.
Is it our favorite map? The most played map.
Most played, like everybody, the league's favorite map.
Yeah, there we go. I think that's a good way to put it. It's I don't know if stale's the right word.
At this point, maybe a little.
Maybe a little.
But I don't know. I still like to see it.
Yeah. Whenever the most important part is, and I think that makes a really good match of Overwatch, is whenever teams play on maps where they're really comfortable, it just makes the game way more enjoyable because it's just like now they really know what they're doing. And what's Jub playing Mei with not cutting off his teammates walking out of spawn?
The classic solo queue.
Yeah.
Always gets a chuckle. He did it again. Poor Jesse. I thought this was supposed to be a cooperative team game.
Yeah, and then hits him with the Haya as he comes back to point.
I'd rather take the Haya than the sorry.
Yeah.
I've heard that way too much.
My favorite thing is being stuck in a May Blizzard and then hearing, "It's amazing!"
Oh, God.
Sends chills down my neck just thinking about it.
God dang it. Anyway, going into game number 2, we're getting started. Saints on defense. Now let's see how UC Santa Cruz wants to take this one. Looks like Ryan Zarya once again coming out. Walla's got the flank a little bit, but that Lucio keeping him at bay. Keeping him a hard support or not, just getting right into the blitz of things, right point blank with him. And Tycoon going down is rather huge, and they got the cutoff onto this Reinhardt. Jub not going to waste any time taking care of that, and he is in the perfect position to try and get the rest of these UC Santa Cruz players out of here.
Big wall.
Nicely done. Send him right back to the spot.
That's just a defeating moment when you're like, yeah, I faded, I'm almost out, and then a wall goes up in front of you, and you're just like.
Tycoon making the quick switch to the Pharah, actually. Gonna almost go down to Jub Jub. Forces the ice block.
He has wall if he holds this block here. Yeah, that's what he waited for.
Yeah, but still
frozen.
Frozen right outside the shield.
Oh, the
barely
healing.
getting alive, but okay. Snittle gonna take him down. Yeah, again, just overconfident play is what's throwing these fights for St. Clair, it seems. Jesse gonna try and even this up the Coalescence, and he does, sure enough, find himself one, then Damage gets a second.
That Coalescence there is really good because they actually didn't have their main healers, so you could just do so much to them.
Yeah, it was definitely a vulnerable position there for St. Clair, but Jesse keeping him in the game, and that's a good wall again.
Lock into a wall, Zarya.
Chase him down.
Anywhere.
And frozen and taken care
Finally
of.
got that kill.
His Coalescence coming out once again.
Big Sigma.
Yeah. Gonna get quite a few of them, slamming them back down. Walla trying to hunt this Pharah, but can't really do too much with her being so high up in the sky. And Kingdom Heart getting so aggressive against these members of UC Santa Cruz. It's nice but scary to see.
With Lucio's movement, though, if you're up in a team fight, especially with a Pharah, as long as she's not looking at you, you can get aggressive a lot more often than you think.
Okay, and somehow, even though we're pretty much just poking them out of the spawn, we're finding some kills. Crypt the only one to go down out of this mess. But 3 kills to 1 right now for St. Clair.
St. Clair really looks like they've definitely composed themselves. They look a lot better on this map.
And Crypt forced to take the long walk back home. But, okay, good thing that Maywall was not exactly in the position they wanted. So it's going to be a very preemptive Blizzard, I feel, from the side of Santa Cruz. And this Coalescence is going to do a ton of damage, but actually did not keep Jub Jub alive, unfortunately. But this is another Blizzard for ourselves, it looks like, and it's going to get turned right around. Just a matter of finishing off this Moira, and Crypt is going to seal the deal against Opa.
So the Santa Cruz team, they're getting these early picks, but they're not taking advantage of it. They're not pressing the attack with their tanks. They're not going in with their Reinhardt. That was really disconnected. That Reinhardt charged in, was just left alone, and now they have no defenses. They're just wide open for any poke damage coming from this double shield team.
Do they have to remove the shift key for the Reinhardt's computer or keyboard again?
Possibly. Maybe they need to put their W keys back on too, is another possibility.
Throw back to the old school Saint Gamers. Anyway, now it looks like Kai going to try again. Gets a shatter right into a shield, so that did unfortunately nothing. We got lots of ults coming out, including the barrage from Tycoon. He's going to trade himself essentially, but Snittle going to bring this back and forth. Jub Jub's actually on a Tracer now at this point as well. Walla goes down, Jussie getting himself a kill. It's an extremely, extremely scrappy fight to try and finish this first point.
Huge kill from D-Maj out there, killing that Mei. That was early on too.
Perfect, and then Jub Jub finds himself the double. We have the Mercy thing that's cut short, trying to get some sort of contest in, and it's not going to reach, but that is a Tracer, I believe, who came in to try and contest. Opa is there as well, but he's not going to touch. That's a full hold for St. Clair.
And this really goes back to what you were saying last week, how every time we see Kings Row, it's either a full hold or a full push.
I feel like there's certain days where I can just take the nameplates of the game and just switch it onto another game, and you would never know the difference.
We just have to let's just make a soundboard, and then we don't even have to be here anymore for the Kings Row match.
Can you imagine if I just had like certain not buzzwords, but certain catchphrases, just line them all up on the stream deck and just push them as necessary.
Mei walls them off at the choke here on Kings Row. Perfect.
Full hold.
Full hold. Saints actually getting pushed to 3 points here.
Oh, Jub Jub overextending again. Oh, anyway.
That needs to be the first button that gets put on the soundboard. All in good fun.
Absolutely.
And everyone.
Now we somehow have a Demon Hunter here.
Demon Hunter.
Oh, this is Sombra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this skin actually got released last year with, I want to say, the Blizzard, like the BlizzCon pass or something like that.
Okay.
There's like something you needed to purchase in order to get the skin, and this year it was released as like a challenge. Where just you win 9 games in any game mode and you get the skin.
Okay. Was always a fan of the Demon Hunter, so
Yeah. It's basically Sylvanas.
in a sense.
Yeah, it looks very similar. It's a similar art style for sure. To be expected, you know. Blizzard owns both games.
I'm surprised we don't see like more crossover stuff like that.
There's a few skins. I know Roadhog has one. So they're not opting for that Bastion
This is
Sombra, or
different.
Bastion Symmetra, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, they only need the one tick, right? So they can just get some sort of strange composition out there to cheese them out. It could work, but the mage going down pretty quickly. It's going to kind of force St. Clair back ever so slightly. Justy getting picked up, but Wallow finding himself a pick on the Tycoon, so it's the big DPS man down.
I hope Tycoon learned something about trying to E in front of a Widow.
And I feel like that'd be a bad time. And sure enough, sniping down the vulnerability field as well. That Baptiste is he's a sad panda right now, unfortunately for him. Wallow basically untouched up there, and he's exactly where he wants to be. The rest of St. Clair are going to come plow through now. Wallow finding another pick. Everybody's getting on the kill board for this one, and that is going to be game for St. Clair. After a rough game one, they dominate game two.
Another issue with Ryan Zarya, same as double shield, you don't have the ability, like with double shield, at least you can kind of hold off high ground with Sigma shield.
Right.
With Ryan Zarya, you're just stuck two-dimensionally holding a shield towards the enemy. So if they get that high ground on you, and we saw like very clear there that Wallow just got that high ground, and he has all of these sight lines on the back line. And then they just opened that fight up with a couple of picks from Widow and cleaned it up.
Justy scored himself the play of the game after a solid coalescence, but that is just about it. And that's all for game number one anyway, or match number one of the day, I